Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And you can follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. It is Saturday. We just finished the match. This is my post-match review or post-match recap of the loss to AC Milan. Yes, Manchester United lose the Amorim derby, ladies and gentlemen. I know everyone is heartbroken. I know everyone is, sad about it. There is concerns. I am seeing things on social media, on TikTok mostly. But let's be fair. Today, I've given my expressions on what I was thinking about today's game, or about the preseason in general. Obviously there's news today that came out prior that members of the backroom staff or whatever at United were hoping to get one over on Amorim. Manchester United showed them. They showed that they had no answers. No. Shouldn't say that. No, you saw some things there, but let's be real here. Since that quick goal, United seem to be the ones chasing today. Listen, hands down to AC Milan for moving the ball well. Hands down to congratulations to Amorim for winning today, getting the W. But no, ever since that quick goal off the set piece, United were chasing. Listen, it could have got United had chances. I'm not going to lie. But AC Milan had opportunities to increase the lead more. United struggled on possession. They struggled to move the ball. They definitely were trying to rely on a counter. Defensively, I don't know what was going on. Mazraoui was okay, but Luke Shaw was horrible. Our two midfield pairings were not the best. Aiden Heaven and Maguire weren't there. Gonzalo Ramos, in my opinion, is the player of the match, with the assist and the nice header. Listen, United seemed to not be able to handle the pressure, not be able to properly move the ball. The midfield was a struggle today. You can talk about fatigue, but like I said, I've been saying this since last week, even before the PSG game. PSG leads in AC Milan. It's going to be an example of the week that United are going to be facing. 3 games in a week where fatigue is going to set in. Conditioning wasn't there today. We did have players coming back. Obviously, Licha got outrun. Luke Shaw kept pitching, but Luke Shaw has been playing all preseason. He did not look good. The midfield looked like they were struggling. Bruno did not look well today. Cunha was awful. When they brought in the subs, who did we bring in for subs today? Martinez, Delo, Shea Lacey, Mbuemo, Kobe, Marcus Rashford. Rashford and Mbuemo were, I think, okay. Delo wasn't the best. Licha, obviously, it's his first game. Licha, Mainu, Rashford, it was their first game back. It doesn't help that they still got a goal scored on, because after that we scored twice. So the Ramos goal and the Loftus-Cheek goal, both there. Actually, Ramos again. Gonzalo Ramos, again, player of the match. 2 assists, 1 goal. He played very well today. But AC Milan sometimes had their struggles. The turnovers by them were not great. Their 1 goal that they gave to United was, listen, it happened. United kind of got the same, United's goal against AC Milan. It was similar to what United gave up to what AC Milan did to tie it up. So there were instances there. There were concerns. There were. Dorgu played well, I felt. But the whole overall, the team lacked cohesion and possession. I think fatigue was instance there, because again, most of them did play. Santos hasn't missed a game throughout the preseason. Neither Maguire missed Wednesday. So there were struggles. Now we are a week away from Hull City. Does this win or does this loss determine how our preseason or how our regular season is going to go? The answer is not really. It's a no. Because again, preseason is great. It's about getting yourself fit, trying to get certain things working, getting a notice of your players. But obviously, like not having Rashford, Mainu, Leach just coming back this week, getting themselves in. Bruno, Mazraoui, Cunha, Delo, they're just getting themselves back. They've only been back for a couple of games, but you did see that there was struggle there. You did. Now, what does this mean going into the season? Yes, there are concerns. We still need midfield depth, and we still need a left back. We can't just do the 2-for-1 special and get that one player who can do two positions. You do need the proper players to fill in that. Not having Sesko, I felt like could have affected things. Cunha up top, as much as I wanted to see it. Again, it's only in the first game, but there was a concern there. I wanted to see more of a Cunha, like Mbeumo, or in a Dorgu, those three up front. Dorgu, I think that's going to be his position. I don't know. It's hard to say how the left sides are going to look. It's either going to be Mbeumo or Diallo as the right winger. The striker, it should be Sesko's, but Sesko's not back yet until his shin is properly healed, and that's a concern. There may have been some additional. But listen, the first 10 minutes, United I thought were okay. After that goal, actually, when did they first score? Sorry, they scored 2 minutes. So yeah, I would say at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes after that, United were chasing. The possession, the movement was done better than AC Milan. The midfield was being moved through. Bruno couldn't handle the press because he gave up a turnover. The back four, I think the only, it's great that Maguire scored, but I think the best player, maybe Mazraoui, is probably better. He had a couple of blocks, but overall the back four wasn't good. Just to say Mazraoui was the best, yes, but there were a lot of issues. A lot of it came from the left side. A lot of it came from their reps right side, our left. So Luke Shaw, Aiden Heaven together definitely felt it. Luke Shaw pinching up, leaving Lisandro Martinez to be outrun and getting scored on. The movement from the right. So again, their 3 goals all resulted in transition on the right. And guess who was our left back? Luke Shaw. So Luke Shaw was definitely the worst defender. Definitely struggled. So again, the movement from their right and crosses. So again, 2 goals from a cross. We can talk about the offside, but at the end of the day, it was all poorly defended. Mazraoui had pinched up, and then you can question whether he was onside or offside. I question the penalty that they gave Manchester United. As much as Tielemans went in, Tielemans got a little bit of a tug, but he still got the shot off. I think there was just a little bit of a, I wouldn't have given that a penalty. Bruno missing the penalty again, last week, obviously the shootout, but you would still want him to get that. That does affect, because again, there were times earlier last season when he missed multiple penalties. So seeing that going into it does bring a concern. I'm more concerned about this penalty than the shootout last week against Leeds, because again, the shootout and everything, we know what was going on last week. Again, if it ended in a draw, we're not doing the shootout. So again, the shootout it's just for entertainment and so on. So we know what last week's game was, or Wednesday's game, sorry. But today, yes, the penalty does hit more, because that can factor it. We saw it last year. We saw, where was it, Fulham, Brentford, 2 penalties missed in a row. So yes, there was the struggle. So seeing that there does kind of concern you just going into it. He needs to make those types of penalties, and nothing against AC Milan's keeper. He knew exactly where it was going. Great save, perfectly well done. But overall, the team cohesiveness, everything didn't look well. Like, he made some rotations. Maguire didn't play on Wednesday, but he was there. Mazraoui got the start because I believe it was Delo that started on Wednesday. Shaw didn't start, but he came in for a couple minutes. So Carrick did do some rotation, like you're supposed to, but I think the game from Wednesday, the fatigue, I think there were concerns because Bruno hasn't started. I don't think Bruno I don't think started on Wednesday. Did he? Let me go back. Matches. I don't know why. Just let me just hang out with Manchester United. No, I don't want to go to Portugal. Sometimes you just get a little carried away when clicking and the ball, and you go to the wrong page. Okay. Let's just check out Leeds on Monday. Yeah, Bruno. Today was Bruno's first start. So, like, the rotation was there. You saw that there, but they just looked. They couldn't do the pressure. There was too much reliance on trying to do possession and the counter. There was just too much there. But overall, AC Milan was the better team. The movement, the passing, again, it was a nice pass by Gonzalo Ramos, easy open netter. A nice pick, like at the end of the day, the cross in from the right for AC Milan to in, a nice boom put in. The header clean, out-jumped Gonzalo Ramos, out-jumping everyone. And then the final one, just a tap up and outrunning Lisandro Martinez because the left back went up. So we saw it today. At the end of the day, yes, fitness is a concern because we have a game in a week. This game has zero impact. Otherwise, other than, like, realistically, this game doesn't determine if we have 3 points or not next week. Next week does. We are playing Hull City. We are going to be playing. We have to make sure we're fit. We're a week away. Is there concerns with Tielemans and Santos? There could just be concern with fitness, just getting themselves in shape. Because again, Tielemans was injured on break, just came back. Santos, who has been playing well, who has been decent, consistent. Santos, I would say, this preseason has been the most consistent out of everyone. It was good to see. Lacey played okay today. Mainu had one spurt there. Obviously, when you're already up 2 goals, you're playing a different type of game with the final minutes left. United went more on the attack. But at the end, like, Mainu had some good things, but still issues in the midfield, even when Mainu came on. So you still saw that there. They were still able to move the ball. Transitioning, even on the outside. Again, all of it came from the left side. All of it came from on the right side on our left backs. So obviously Luke Shaw pinching up, putting pressure. Like, the attack worked well when they attacked our left side. So that's a concern. It is. I don't want Harry Moss being sold if they're not going to be getting a left back, because we're going to need a player there. You can try and do Mazraoui and Delo as your starters because, well, Mazraoui did play left. He played left side for Morocco. So you have that. You have a guy who can play left side and move it up forward, whether the crossing is there or not. But there are, this game did show some things, but AC Milan were the better team. We were not. And again, it's great that we got the quick goal, but it's not great at how we played after. Listen, AC Milan made a poor mistake. We capitalized it and scored. That's the game. That's basically the work that happens in every sport. You make a mistake. If the other team capitalizes on the mistake you made, they score. we scored. Like, they scored. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They did exactly right. We did it with AC Milan, did the same thing, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, defensively, we were horrible. Midfield wasn't great. The attack didn't really lack. Like, they had opportunities, but realistically, possession-wise, trying to move it, not very well. So there were struggles. There were. So, yeah, like, there are concerns. There are, but mine is mostly fitness, just getting ready. But yes, the left back, from the way Milan attacked today, everything came from their right on our left. So we saw that there. Like, the one goal that they got, obviously, with the turnover, the press. Again, United had difficulty with their press. United had difficulty trying to stop the movement in our box. They did that very well. They had those shots. But, like, as you saw the game going and you saw how Milan was getting better and better, especially with the movements and the passing, you saw some concern with United as well. So, listen, the transition and moving up did very well. Again, Milan played a very good game. United did not. Does Carrick have to have a lot of things to work on? Yes. But it's nothing new. We knew about this going into the game. We knew there's going to be players missing. I don't think they're going to jump at a transfer until after Hull City, going into Ipswich, depending on how those results go. That's what I'm believing. So, yeah, it's a guessing game. But realistically, we're 1 week away, we're 1 week away from Hull City exactly today. Then we're at Ipswich the week after, Everton the week after that. But the one thing is, and this is the one thing that's kind of concerning, is when we're doing this game, when we're looking at the next two games, if we're drawing and we don't come out with a win, or if we get a loss and a draw, or so, vice versa, then they have to look at trying to improve. Again, like, I know we're going to be getting fit in, but do you really want to be dropping points in the first two games? That's the one thing too. Like, there are concerns. There are, because again, I want everyone to be fit. Like, this whole preseason is to get everyone fit and healthy. I know Rashford, Licha, Manu just came back. Bruno and all of them just came back before, but they've had games to play already. We're a week away. And we know how this team plays against lower teams. It's like, nothing against Hull City, nothing against Ipswich, but we know how they are mentally when playing these types of teams. And the mentality there is never good. It's the truth. The mentality is never good with this team. But dropping points in the first three matches, does not help Manchester United at all. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it there for the episode. So next week, back, I will be doing post-game player ratings. I'm going to try and be more active on my Twitter account while watching the game, giving opinions. I tried to do that a little bit today, but obviously focusing on the game. Live watch-alongs, I'm going to do my best. It's just a matter of trying to get the technology to update and get things going. So we'll hopefully have something soon as we get closer and closer to the season. So, but again, congrats to AC Milan on the win. United struggled. There's a lot of things this board ownership need to do to back the manager. But again, we're probably not going to see anything until after Hull City, depending on what happens with Ipswich. So we're 2 weeks. I think it's Tuesday from this Tuesday coming up from the end of the transfer window. So if they're not doing anything after Hull City, they're definitely going to be trying to rush and do something after Ipswich. They struggled against both. So there is a concern. I've mentioned it. But again, they have to be ready, and mentally they have to be prepared for Hull City. So, so again, I'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And then don't forget to like, subscribe, follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. And I do apologize for not doing this. Thank you to all the new subscribers, followers, to the podcast. Thank you very much for the support. I greatly do appreciate it. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for all that. I'm sorry I didn't mention that at the beginning of the episode. So thank you again for all those who are showing support as well. But yes, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.